Okay, to create the paper airplane that I invented when I was 16 years old, 1989, this airplane is called the diagonal because the first fold is in fact a diagonal fold. The more precise it is, of course, the better off it is. And that's the basic fold to begin with. This extra sheet has to be removed, and the easiest way to do that is to fold it off. To fold it off, you fold it one direction, and then you fold it the opposite direction. And you fold it the first direction. And you fold it the opposite direction. And you fold it the first direction. And you fold it the opposite direction. You see the pattern here? This weakens the paper on a microscopic level. You make the tiniest of tears. This paper airplane requires no scissors, no tape, no glue, no staples, no paper clips. Only folding. You can turn this piece of paper into a helicopter or a rotocopter if you want. We'll just set it aside for now. Alright, that's the basis of our flying vessel. We need to create a crease down the middle. So we go wingtip to wingtip. Let me bring this light in closer. There we are. Wingtip to wingtip to create the fold down the primary fuselage. Wingtip to wingtip. This is tricky. It's got to be exact. Alright, there's wingtip to wingtip. The basic shape is taking form. Now we fold these back to the rear. This is the front of the plane, this is the back of the plane. Fingernail that way. This folds forward. We need to put more weight towards the front, and the top surface for the Bernoulli effect has to be a longer curve than the bottom surface, which has to be perfectly flat. Principles of aerodynamic flight. in a paper folded origami or origami. This one we fold forward as well. So now the tail section is just a single sheet of paper, and we have all these folds in the front. Now, we fold this back to here, halfway mark. Fold these two back. At this point, I like to give this the beginnings of the curved sides, right about there. Now the tricky part is to make both of these flaps equal on both sides, otherwise the ship will not fly straight. So if you can see this, folded it up to here. I'll make sure the fuselage is still flat and straight. And then I will kind of give a little bit of a crease so that it'll follow that same spot, that same crease. And there you have the two flaps more or less equal. Very important. Very, very important to be equal. Very important. Now I like to give a little dimple with my thumb on these two creases here. Move that back like there. Now we have just a couple more folds. We have to finish creating the fuselage. And here, the angle that you want is to start a centimeter up and to go at about 3 or 4 degrees angle. About like that. And then once I have that, I just create that side of the fuselage, fold. The opposite side has to be perfectly symmetrical. So we're going to bend it right about there, bringing the wingtips together at the same angle as much as possible. Just like that. Squeeze there, squeeze there, squeeze there. It's a little bit off. It's okay, you can always refold it, it's not that big a deal. Takes a little bit of finagling to change the creases so that everything is as symmetrical as possible. And last but not least, the tail. To do the tail, I push these to the top like this, put it flat, very carefully at this point here where the fuselage crease is. I a vertical tail like that. About there. You fold it one direction once. You fold it the other direction once. And then you pop it forward like that. And then you move these down like that. And that is how you create the diagonal. Paper airplane I invented in 1989 when I was a junior in high school, age 16. A while ago. That's the diagonal. Not enough room here to really demonstrate how it flies, obviously, but the great attributes is that it has a flat stub nose, reinforced with the most layers of paper there is, so it can hit a wall or a surface, not be damaged, and fly again, and fly again, and fly again. Indoors, it flies straight and sloping down at a gentle flat rate, and it'll land. Outdoors, in a light breeze, it'll loop. It's more of an acrobatic kind of aircraft outdoors. And depending upon how much this is flared out, this creates drag, which basically helps push it. It has a lot of lift, so this helps keep it from stalling, this tail wing, because of how much the bottom surface is flat, so air flows very fast. We're actually very slow along the bottom surface, and very fast to keep up over the top surface, which has all these extra layers. Plus, it's weighted towards the front for all the lift to be counterbalanced. And that is the principle of folding a paper airplane, and how I invented this one called the diagonal.